Is it coming? 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 Anybody there? Ooh, lots of folks tonight, maybe. Oh, how you like this new suit? Brand new, just out of, just back from Vietnam. I didn't go to Vietnam. I just got on the internet. Where do you get your energy? Well, I like what I do. That's what I try to do with my work, really, is get other people to do what they really like, because then they could give more to other people. There any grant help to get a business going? Yes, yes, it takes work to get them. Nice question mark suit. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah. And this is actually the fabric. You make fabric now, 3D fabric, from something called spoon flour. Yeah. And that's where I had the fabric made. It's very reasonable. And I sent it to Vietnam, and they put the thing together. And we get off and running. Yes, yes, Fletcher. Hello, nice question mark suit. Thanks, Fletcher. No, it's fun. And actually, the suits give me energy too, because I go out and, I wear these every day. If you've seen me, around town in Washington, D.C. area. I wear them every day, and people just smile at me, even if they don't know my work or something. You have lots. So yes, I have about 20, and I just gave away some recently for fundraisers. What I do is sometimes I auction them off, on eBay, and then I give the money to a library. There's a library locally here that I gave a speech at recently. I've been tuning in forever, Manny, good. I'm going to be around 20 more years, so at least I feel. Why not? Boy, I run every day, jog, and I'm really, I was slowing down for a few years, and now I'm getting faster. I don't know what's going on. DC resident. Oh, great. Man, you see me around town at all, or what? I think I need a haircut soon. Mino Andrews. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's my baby. Well, let me tell you what I'm going to do tonight. And I'll take your calls or questions after this. But what I want to do, I'm going to videotape and watch you do watch you guys. You guys can watch my videotape. My daughter sent out for your report for Houston. She desperately needs it. I hope she got it. I had some people email me. They didn't get the free report. So let me know if they didn't get the free report for Houston. And email me. Atlanta is the greatest, largest city. Yes, I've been watching for a while, but I am still not rich. Neither am I. We all are not rich, maybe. The point is not to try to be more rich. I think the point is to try to support yourself and then contribute. Do something with your professional life that helps other people that you want to do. Then you're not working. So who the hell cares if you're rich? Then, all right. I bought one of your, it was a good read. Well, it's not a book anymore, so I'm not sure what you bought. Boy, there's this thing on the front of the, on Periscope that I can't read the thing so well. So help me, Wanda. Help me, Wanda. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is about nonprofits and getting money for nonprofits, okay? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to, in a couple minutes, I'm going to do I do custom reports, and I do reports mainly on housing. So if you want to buy a house, build a house, be a real estate investor, or anything. I was watching for a while, but I'm still not ready. I'm sorry, Paul. Yeah, I made it out of Cape Coral, Florida, just in time to get away from the hurricane. But we are out of money. How do we get back home? Okay, well, we'll get, if you can, start contacting your local elected officials down in Cape Coral, because they're the people that have that money to help. And if not, I could show you other places too, locally, but you look for there. What does the Hurricane Emma gonna be over? I think it's, petering out a little bit. Who knows when it's really gonna be over. But let me get back to the topic of the day. I do custom reports, okay, and there's 3 basic topics. I do housing, and I give you about 150 programs. I hope you really do render some help to our profit trust. I'm not sure what a profit trust is. If it's a non-profit trust or profit. Okay, but I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do this in Nevada and Ohio. Please and thanks. Okay, Marvin. Yeah, I hope I could help. But here's what I'm going to do. I do these custom reports. So if you want to start a business, if you want to start a nonprofit, I do a report like that. I do one for housing, and I do one for all the money you could use to live on wherever you are. See, these are customized where you live. So like for housing, I'll find 150 programs probably where you live of money and help to buy houses, be a real estate investor and things like that. But it's for your area. That's why I do personally the research. And so it takes me about 2 weeks, depending on how far I am behind on these things, to do it for you. And for 299 ways to get free money to live on, work for the Building Authority in Atlanta, Georgia, and I will get a job. For 299 ways to get extra money to live on, that I do. Again, I'll do research, and that's $79. The other is $49, and the one for starting a business or nonprofit is also $79. And you get 300 programs that work in your area. See, before I do these big books, 90% of them weren't for you because they were for the whole country. So now I'm doing custom research with hot links to everything, videos, they're full of videos and everything. Now what I'm going to have you watch, because I thought other people could use this, I just finished a report for starting a nonprofit, and it's for a small town in Georgia. And what I want to do is I'm making a little special video. I mean, see, this report has like over 200 sources in it. Okay, so it's overwhelming. So what I'm trying to do is show this person who ordered the report, like the 6 or 7 best places to start to get money for his nonprofit. Okay, so what I want to do, and all the links and everything are in the report for their place. See, I can't share them for you because they're not going to be useful for where you are. But you could get the idea what I'm talking about and look for this kind of money where you are. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and so you can eavesdrop, and find out. I wanted to know is where money available for purchase car insurance. There's some at the state government on some. How do we get some cash? But I would do, there's emergency money in every state and every county. And so if you don't find a special program for car insurance, I would do that. Or there's some crowdfunding sites too that specialize in that kind of thing that would be helpful. So let me get this out of the way so you learn about the best 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever I'm going to cover here. Places to start getting money for your nonprofit, and I'm going to talk to a camera. So I'm going to lose your. I'm not going to be talking to the cameras that are live streamed because I'm doing it on a hard drive, an HD camera that will go as part of the report. So when the person gets the report, they know where in their city to get the help they need. Okay. Okay, we got that going. Okay, now I'm going to go up and turn my other camera on. Okay, now I'm just talking to the other camera, not you guys. Okay, you're just sneaking in. Okay, just peeking in to hear what happened. Okay, well, I did a short little video for you here because I know my reports can be overwhelming. I mean, you got hundreds of sources here, for your nonprofit. So I want to make sure you identify these items that I have in your report. And because I think these are probably the best places that you make sure you want to start with. I mean, everything. Then you have to go through the list of all the 200 and figure out which are really good for you and which are not. And it's really a banging on doors kind of business. I mean, nothing happens unless you make a lot of contacts, a lot of calls, or whatever. What I do, instead of having 200 million websites to check in when you do Google, I give you about 100 just where you live that are possibilities. And so all these girls are single. Now you have to see if they'll go out with you. That's what it is. So that takes work on your part. Now here's the first thing. I show you your local public library, and I show you two databases that they have there. One is called the Foundation Center database, and another called GuideStar. Now these databases, you could get them yourself, but they're very expensive. I mean, they're hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But the library has them for free. And what they are is a foundation. So foundations are nonprofit organizations that give out money. Okay, and they give out money to nonprofit organizations. So these are big mama nonprofit organizations that give money to little chick nonprofit organizations, and actually big ones too. So this is a big source of grant money for nonprofits. It's not government money, it's nonprofit. Now the important thing about this money is that there's about 140,000 of these in the United States. And listen to this. Only 10% have websites. So you're not going to find them on the internet with traditional searching or whatever. That's why this library becomes so important. Now, also, depending on where you live, how good the library is on helping you, search this database, because you may need help with it, and they usually have help. A lot of times they have one librarian who does this all the time, and they know how to do it, and they could help you and teach you how to do it. So you search, and when you search these databases, what you want to do is start locally first. You want to find, these foundations that are local, because you're going to be a local person trying to do some work in the local community, or whatever the heck you want to do, and solve these problems, whatever it is, so that's why they could relate to that more. You going to California, and looking for your nonprofit in Georgia, won't be as relevant, to that big mama in California. It's still worth probably doing, but you want to you get the good stuff first, and the more likely stuff. And I would think that somebody in your state and knows the problem that you want to work on will be more likely to help fund it. So that's the first thing to do. Okay, now here's another place of big money for nonprofit organizations, particularly those that want to solve problems in the local community. Every community gets what's called Community Development Block Grants, okay? And I have the links here for where you are. It's at the state level, it's at the local level, because really it's federal money. So this is grant given to individuals, for-profit, and mostly non-profit to solve problems. I mean, you want to help like homeless kids or something like that, or kids after school, or start a soccer team for certain populations, or have midnight basketball games, or get housing for nonprofit, for low-income people or middle-income people, and anything like that. Give better people health care, help them start businesses, or whatever that you want to improve the community. Okay, one big block of money. There's a whole big block of money that goes, and then they divvy it out every year. So you want to learn that system, because that's the big place, a big chunk, of money that goes out. And that's, again, called the Community Development Block Grants, okay? And I have, the links here for your state and your county here. Now, also what you want to do, because you want to help the neighborhood, okay? Now, who's your best ally? Is your elected official. And I show you there how to find your elected official, and particularly I would go federal, state, everybody. You want to know, you want to tell them what you're doing and ask them, do they know of anything? Now, when you contact these people, they'll say, hey, I want to talk to the congressman because I want to get a grant. No, you don't do it. I want to educate you guys about what I'm trying to do and help the community, because that's what our public is all about. That's just what, the elected officials are all about, and you as a concerned citizen trying to do something good for the community, that's what you're about. So it's good because they know, they help people like this all the time, because then if they help you get the money or whatever it is, you're going to vote for them forever. Forever. And that's what they have strings, they know phone numbers, they know other people or whatever. So I would make sure that's there. Now here's another place to get grants, really, to get grants. There's something, see, the government also buys everything. But see, a grant is something like a contract. See, it's a contract, but it's a grant. Now we have offices around the country, they're really finance the Defense Department, to give money to businesses or organizations all across the country. And there are dozens and dozens and dozens of these that have free help to help you figure out how to get these grants or contracts. And that's what I use, because these are people that actually will do marketing for you to get your grant money, but through the contract system, because it's almost the same thing. Maybe they'll tell you that Lesko's full of beans on this, but I know I've talked to some of these, and see, it's different. You never know what's going on in some local area. They have people that'll help you. So if you go in the report there and how to sell to the government, but you're not going to sell, you want money from them, and not for a product, but as a grant. So they know the system, they know all the sources, and know all the paperwork involved. So you want to do that. Okay, now what I also have here is, don't forget, as a nonprofit, you heard about surplus property in the government. You can get a Jeep for $1. I remember they had those things in the back of comic books when I was a kid. Well, all that surplus property that the government has, they could give for free to nonprofits. So you could furnish your office space, you get cars, you get boats, you get airplanes. Because you're a nonprofit, you get it free. Some nuns called me up in Connecticut. They needed a dozen or so beds for their some home they had, and we got a couple dozen beds for them, all for free. And that's, I even found out where they somebody got an Air Force base that was closed and turned it into a nonprofit organization or whatever. So that kind of stuff is out there. And so I have the link there. That's actually part of the General Services Administration that has that, but it's run through the state governments too. So that's how to find them. Okay, now also there's a couple of things on the internet that you should know about that I have sources here. Number one is crowdfunding. To me, crowdfunding is one of the best ways to get money nowadays as a nonprofit. I helped a lot of people I've interviewed, almost 1,000 people over the last couple of years who've gotten money from crowdfunding and other internet places to get money. And lots of nonprofits. Anything from this lady who had an art gallery, and she just raised $10,000, $15,000 as a crowdfunding to just have her art gallery. There's a lady I interviewed out in Detroit, wanted to have make like blankets for homeless people in the winter that they could use as coats. They become a sleeping bag and then become a coat, a winter coat. Wow, that's a good idea. And she raises money, continues to finance her whole operation doing that on crowdfunding. Also, what I have here in the report that you should know about is that how nonprofits can sell on the internet, fundraise on the internet. And what's interesting, that you could get up to $10,000 a month from Google as a nonprofit for free. For free. That's right. As a nonprofit, Google will give you $10,000 a month to advertise on Google. Wow! Wow! See, now that's the way to learn internet marketing, man. Somebody's going to give you $10 a month to play for free. Nothing could be better than that. So I have that, and I show you how to learn all that kind of stuff, where to contact, in the report. So good luck to you on the report. I hope it helps. And thank you again for ordering this thing, and I'll talk to you whenever. Okay, I finished my taping. Now, what can anybody have a question? Feet places a social possibility who joined, who's got a question? Okay, can your nonprofit be international? Yes, it doesn't matter, yes. I mean, it really depends. I guess there's some sources that won't be international, but if you're located here, that's important. See, the other thing, the reports I do on starting a business or nonprofit is, the government wants you to create jobs, besides helping people, but it's also create jobs. So if your nonprofit is here and hiring people, then they want to give you money to do that too. That's why. I live in Fulton County, Georgia. Is that Fulton? Is that Atlanta? Lots of good stuff for particularly businesses in Atlanta. I've done some reports like that. They're awfully good. And that's a hot city. I wonder, you guys in Atlanta, did you get hit with the hurricane or anything like that? I don't know if, what's that up to? So anything pressing, or do we get, I give you enough already. Just go to your site and order a custom report. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so there's one on Philadelphia, on housing. So housing and real estate. Then the other one is on 299 ways to have extra money coming in forever. Nonprofit in rural areas, absolutely, yeah. There's special money even for that. Greensville, South Carolina, absolutely. Because at the state, see, everybody's worried about this stuff. That's why people, people in general hate the government and they forget what the hell it has because they think it's all bad. Sure, there's a lot of bad stuff there, a lot of bad stuff in all of us, but the good stuff is there you can use. You don't want to use it, fine. But I'll let you tell you this, every fat cat in this country is using the hell out of it. Yeah. USA Wholesaler. Yeah, particularly if you have something to sell. You go to these organizations that the government gives grants to help you sell for free. Yeah. Which book have money to keep coming forever? It's the report titled 299 Ways to Keep Cash Coming In. So if you go to lesco.com/research, you'll see a report there, 299 ways to keep money coming in. I'll do it forever, wherever you live. And it takes about 2 weeks to complain. Are there any money for rural areas where I do start? Yes. It doesn't matter, most of it. And there's more, tell you the truth, in most urban areas, but they're still there. There's less people that competes in it. So and particularly now with the internet, like these internet things I talk about, that's ubiquitous. Doesn't matter where you are. I was reading about some people up in China didn't want to go down to the factory. They lived up on the hill somewhere, so they got big internet up there. Now all of them have little Amazon companies up there and making a bunch of dough, so they don't have to leave their families and go down to the big cities to work. And that's what the internet does. It's liberating so many of us, and you have to start using that and learning it. Don't ignore it, because that's where the action is. That's where the growth is. And when there's growth, that means there's opportunity, and that's what you want to know about is the opportunity. You survived, Tika. Wonderful. Nice to hear. Okay, guys, I got to do another thing about a report, and so I'll see you probably in a day or so. I'll have lots of stuff for you again, I'm sure. Okay, thank you. Education. I can't read the bloody thing. Thanks. Is there money? My metric system. There's money for it. All this stuff takes work. Remember that. Yeah.